Hello again. A bit of a cold day today in the shed, so I've got me thick coat on at the moment just to keep me nice and toasty. So we've got a pair of headphones on the bench at the moment. Thanks to my friend Richard for sending me these. There's nothing wrong with these at the moment. They work absolutely fine, but where he's sat at his desk, there's too much cable here, and as you can see, he's put elastic band on it. And what he wants me to do is to cut the cable here and here, rejoin it so he has a shorter cable. So you can do that. I did think about replacing the plug on the end, but he's got one of these plugs that you can unscrew and have a smaller connection on it if you wanted to plug it into a mobile phone or a portable MP3 player. His desk has one of these larger ones on it, so that's why it's got this adapter on it. So I don't particularly want to damage the end of this, so it is definitely going to be a case of cutting the cable here. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to not cut it quite as short as this. I'm going to pull a little bit of this through because we've got to cut and solder the cable. So I want to have a bit of slack just in case I make a mistake or you know, I need to redo it. So let's pull a bit of this through. There we go. Right, first things first, we'll chop that off. There we go, one bit of cable done. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Hopefully we should be able to rejoin it. If we can't rejoin it, I have a pair of headphones. Right, let's just take that off first. See what we've got inside. Yes, as I thought, it's not. So we're going to have to tin these because they're covered. It's wires that's covered. There's no sheathing on them. So we'll have to stick a bit of solder on those. Right, let's get this end as well. Let's have a look at this. And I've done exactly what I thought I would do. I've cut it too much, so let's do that again. Go. Right, let's get the soldering iron on and get some solder on them. Right, soldering iron is warming up. I just put this little vise on the desk just to hold the cable in place for us. So I'm going to add just a dab of flux on these. There we go. Grab our solder. Okay, so that's got those wires tinned. We'll get to the side and do exactly the same on this side as well. Right, next thing I'm going to do is put a bit of heat shrink over that. We're going to, is that a bit much? Is that a bit much? Yeah, it's a bit much that. Let's chop that down a little bit. Because we'll heat shrink these just to make sure that they're protected. Okay, we also need a bit of heat shrink to go over the completed repairs, so let's get some heat shrink over that. So we'll come back to that later on, put that out of the way. Right, okay, so let's go with the blue to the blue. Okay, let's hope this works. Right, that's connected okay. Hopefully the heat shrink hasn't shrunk. It has slightly, but I think I can get that over there. Is that wire sticking up? Come on. There we go, I've got it. Right, let's call that, heat that up with our air gun. There you go, you can see it shrinking down. Right, and all we have to do is the same with the others. Right, that's got all those soldered up. I hope you saw that okay. I was not watching the camera, I was watching what I was doing, but we soldered all the connections, and we made sure that they've got some sort of covering on them so they don't short out. The actual wires themselves have got some sort of conformal coating on them or something like that, so they don't short within the sheath itself. But when you solder them, it burns that off, and that's why you can put some solder on it. So next thing we need to do is to put the outer heat shrink on it, which is here, and then we can test it. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do, I better test it before we put that on.
A few minutes later.
Right, I'm afraid you're going to have to take my word for it. I've just plugged them into my PC using the smaller plug on the end, and it works okay. I tested to make sure that left and right balance was working okay as well. So that is all working fine. So now we can put this outer heat shrink on it. And he says, let's see what I'm doing. Oh, I see. Here we go. There we go. Oh, it's just that. There we go. I'm just pushing the wires in slightly, so hopefully when the heat shrink goes on, it will just hold it in place. Right. let that get up to speed, which it has. So let's just heat shrink that on. Right, not exactly the best in the world, but just give it a quick blow. There we go, just cool it down a little bit. Right, so there we go, one repair, or one cable that's now shorter than it was. So hopefully I'll be able to sit at his desk without a great big wad of cable hanging around. I hope you enjoyed that little very quick sort of fix or alteration. If you like what I do, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe, and the link is down below. Also, all this talking's making my throat dry, so if you fancy buying me coffee, there's also a link down there as well, so somewhere. Thanks very much for watching. See you again soon. Bye for now.